Hi, my name is Vroom and welcome to my corner of the internet. This video is the first in this series where I'll be taking media and putting them in D&D. I was inspired by this when I was watching Community for the first time and saw the D&D episode, so it's fitting that they're the ones to start this off. Before this year, I've never watched Community before. It was an interesting and enjoyable watch. Community is a show that came out in 2009, and the show's main characters are Jeff Winger, Annie Edison, Britta Perry, Shirley Bennett, Abed Nadir, Troy Barnes, and Pierce Hawthorne. This show is about 7 people who attend community college, everyone of varying ages and backgrounds. This is what makes the show. These characters are vastly different, but they have engaging friendships, which is what keeps people watching, in my opinion. Now that I've given you guys some background, let's get into the show. The first drawing is my least favorite. I don't know why, but Jeff was the hardest to draw. I couldn't get his face right. Disclaimer, I didn't study the actors' faces, so these drawings don't resemble them at all. Next time, I'll try to study the actors' faces if I do a live action comedy for the next one. Jeff was once a lawyer who got his license snatched because he lied about obtaining some college credits. In the group, he is the leader and can sway people with his words. He often uses this to his advantage, whether it's coming up with schemes to get the rest of the group to listen and to get out of things. For Jeff's class, he is a rogue. I think this one suits him well. I feel like Jeff is sneaky and always looking out for himself. He really doesn't have other people in mind initially until someone has to point it out. As for his outfit, when I looked on Pinterest, I saw that a lot of rogues had straps on them, so I decided to give Jeff some around his chest and lower stomach. I gave him some straight leg khakis and some gray boots with a gray rolled up collared shirt. I also want to talk about Jeff and Annie's storyline. I won't lie, the actual actors have chemistry with each other, they're really good, but I did not like Jeff and Annie's storyline. Why would they feed that to us? I am not hungry, take this shit back. When the dean said it was creepy that they would go on little adventures to spend time with each other, he was right, it was weird. Why is a 30-something-year-old man going after a 19 to 20-year-old? Lock this bum up. I'll talk more about this when we get to Annie, but man, every time they had a moment, I was frowning badly because, I wasn't enjoying it. Another gripe I had with Jeff was that the main lesson he learns every season never sticks. Jeff's selfishness puts him in some crazy scenarios, and you would think he'll learn to be a better friend and it would stick, but it really doesn't. I know growth isn't linear, but come on, after a couple of seasons, something has to give. You're just a terrible person at this point. There are a few times where I wholeheartedly stood behind Jeff, and it's always about Pierce. The others let Pierce get away with a lot of things, and it's insane. I'll talk about this more when we get to him. I honestly don't have more to say about Jeff. I'm so sorry that the first one is the worst one. That is a crazy way, but guys, please don't click off the video. Please continue after this. I promise to get better from here. Anyways, with that, I am done with Jeff. Thank God. Up next is Annie. I really like how her drawing turned out. Annie, I ate so bad with that. Anyways, Annie is the smart and studious one of the group. She takes her studies very seriously. Since she got addicted to pills in high school, it has set her back. In the series, Annie often acts as a foil to Jeff's schemes, even though that role was originally Britta's. We'll touch on that later. With Annie's studious nature in mind, I decided to make her a wizard. A description I read for that class is a scholarly magic user of arcane power. I can totally see Annie being this class. I could totally see her play with it and sitting at the table and getting everything in order and stuff. For her outfit, I used a blue and pink color palette with some browns. She's wearing a blue thigh-length dress with a brown belt around her waist and a pink gem in the center. She's wearing a pink turtleneck underneath with a gold necklace with a pink gem also. She's wearing brown boots with some light blue ruffled socks. I think the series tends to infantilize the younger members of the group, that being Annie, Troy, and Abed. Britta, Shirley, and Jeff are around the same age, while Pierce is the outlier. The show doesn't know what it wants to do with Annie, in my opinion. At times, you see that Annie wants the others to treat her with respect as a peer and not like a kid, while other times she uses her age to her advantage. During the Glee episode, oh my god, Annie was singing to Jeff and it was really creepy and sexual. I did not like it. For the song, Annie acted really dumb and made her voice sound babyish to get Jeff to join the Glee club. And I watched the whole scene with my mouth open and in shock, like, oh, it was so bad. Then there's Jeff and Annie's relationship. During the housewarming episode, Annie and Jeff were talking about Annie's safety, and one thing led to another, and they ended up kissing. Also, that was a good episode, despite that weird. Despite the weird stuff, it was a good episode. Anyways, Annie stopped the kiss and brought up how Jeff acted like her dad while he was concerned for her safety. This is getting weird. I'm getting scared. I had to pause and take a deep breath because are we for real right now? I hate that. And they still try to act romantic with each other after that episode. It is so weird. I think some of Annie's best episodes are when she's with Troy and Abed. It was refreshing to see her act childish with her age mates. That was a really good trio, and I wish we saw more of them because when Annie moved in, oh my god, I was sad. That was the trio of the show. And you wanna know what? A good trio could have been Shirley, Jeff, and Britta, but they weren't really on that wavelength. Like, put me in the writer's room, for real, please. I also think Jeff's and Annie's dynamic would have been much better if they hadn't gone the romance route, cause good lord. A show like this thrives on platonic relationships in my opinion, and I think the romance kind of brings it down. And I mean romance within the group. If they're dating outside of the group, I don't care. But the romance within the group does definitely ruin and make dynamics weird. With that, I am done with Annie. She looks so cute in my style. I think I did a really good job. Anyways, let's get on to the next person. Britta is the moral police of the group. She is the one who will speak against social injustice, and she sometimes uses that as a shield. She often looked as someone who talks a big game, but when it comes down to it, she never actually fights for the cause. In season 1, when Annie and Shirley made that bake sale for that journalist that got killed in Latin America, Britta basically really showed her true colors and was like, you guys are doing this wrong. And they're like, Britta, you're a fraud, basically. In the first season, we could see Britta being Jeff's foil instead of Annie. Britta was the one to bring Jeff down and get him to empathize with others. The most notable trait you see with Britta is her emotional maturity. I think that's what makes her an interesting character, because the cast, while individually these people are nice and except for a few, are nice and kind and sweet, together they tend to act dumb, chaotic, like jerks. It's insane. But Britta is the one's her emotional maturity is the one that shines through because she is so emotionally mature. In the later seasons, you see Britta pick a major and it's psychology. She is often clowned on for her major, but I think it suits Britta, especially when she has valid concerns about her friend's emotional state. With this in mind, her class is the sorcerer of the aberrant mind variety. When I saw this, I was like, I can see Britta playing this character and being in way over her head. I think she sees mind and oh my god, that's the class I pick. For her outfit, she is wearing a blue open-collared shirt with a brown leather corset. She's wearing beige arm sleeves with matching pants. She's wearing above-the-knee boots with a pouch attached to her thigh. Her color palette, like the others, was inspired by the colors they wear often in the show. So that, like, they wear a lot of blue for some reason. Britta is a character who is reduced to the dumb blonde trope. In season 1, yeah, Britta wasn't the smartest when it came to book smarts. She tried to cheat in Spanish and got caught. But she seemed pretty intelligent. In the later seasons, it's like the show goes back and forth when it comes to Annie and her to see which one will be bringing Jeff back to Earth. And I definitely feel like a little misogyny is in play here, because why do we need a 20-year-old, and yeah, Britta's around Jeff's age, but she's still younger than him, to be the mature ones and bring Jeff down to earth? This is insane. Jeff, you're 30 something. Like, pack it up. Come on, let's go. Going back to her major, when she decided on psychology, the group made fun of her, which I thought was crazy because she was the one to clock that Jeff is a narcissist and told him to stop taking the wrong medication. He doesn't listen to her and ends up having an episode at a kid's bar mitzvah. It's like insane. Another time was when Abed was processing Troy, like, leaving and deciding to play a school-wide game of The Floor is Lava. Britta, while her approach was crazy as heck, was the only one who tried to help Abed, and the others kinda ignored it. Like, the others would do that. If there's a concern, somebody would bring a concern in the group. Oftentimes it's like Annie or Britta, maybe even Shirley, but it's always like the women bringing the concern in the group and rallying the others. Sometimes Jeff or even the others will sit there and not go through with it if it doesn't fit what they want. Like, these are some selfish characters, but it's entertaining to watch, I'll give it that. So when I see Britta be correct about her assessments, it makes me feel bad for her, because the others, really honestly Jeff, will make fun of her and she will be right. Britta is also getting whacked because why is she dating Troy? She was 28 in the first season. Troy was like, at first they thought he was 19, but come to find out he was like, what, 20? Because he's a year older, he got held back 1 year. Either way, it's still weird. You're gross, I'm calling the cops. It's giving Cradle Snatcher with this cast. The only reason Britta dated Troy was because she's a very insecure person. Troy even stated that guys haven't been kind to Britta and she thinks she deserves it, or something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing here. And Troy was probably the only guy that has been actively kind to her and worried about her as a friend. It's so crazy. And you could totally see Troy liking Britta or being attracted to her, and they ruined their relationship, but I'm getting more into that when we talk about Troy in a bit. Also, once they became a couple, we don't even see them act like a couple. It's crazy. They don't have a lot of couple-centered episodes. Like, the series don't know how to prioritize certain characters. Like, we'll see Jeff and Annie a lot, like a crazy amount. I think that's why I don't like most episodes, because of Jeff and Annie. What was even the point of, like, Britta and Troy dating for real if we weren't gonna see them like that? Anyways, I am done with Britta. She wasn't my favorite finished piece, but she was a heck of a lot better than Jeff, so I'll take that. Shirley is the oldest woman of the group, being in her early 30s, I believe, and a mom. She's a devout Christian who sometimes come off as a judgmental bigot. Her greatest character trait is her kindness. There will be several instances where she's mistreated or she's faced with a choice of putting her wants and needs above somebody else's, and she will still be kind and she still won't go through with it, which I love that about her. Compared to the rest of the cast, we don't see a lot of Shirley. I feel like I have a valid reason as to why we don't see a lot of Shirley-centered stories. When we do, sometimes they are a hit or miss for me. The episodes that aren't about her faith are the best ones. I don't really like Christian characters because they never do them good. And I'm not even a Christian, but like, goodness. Shirley can be a nerd, and I love that about her character, like when she's dressed as Princess Leia or Glinda, like, oh my god, a nerdy black girl, I love it. So for her class, she is a cleric. I have nothing to say. It would be crazy to give her another class besides this one, especially since it's like no other. I guess there's like the paladin, but I don't see her being a paladin for real. She has a light blue sash around her waist with a beaded cross necklace, and she's wearing a traditional nun's uniform. I just made it blue, by the way. She's wearing some blue flats to finish off the outfit. Disclaimer, I did redraw Shirley's drawing because I did not like the line art in the original shading. So if you see me drawing it twice, like that's why. I hated Shirley's husband. Let's talk about it. And the fact that he came back after he broke their family apart and cheated. The bum. Ooh. Britta was right about not being cool with her getting back together with him. Like, it was crazy. I mean, like, yeah, Britta couldn't force Shirley not to go out with him, but like, Shirley, come on, girl, stand up. Only for him to leave her in season 5, throw the whole man away. Like, this is insane. My dislike solidified when he tried to make Shirley not go, like, get into business with Pierce after she was a stay-at-home mom and this man cheated on her, sat there and used her to get the car back. Like, it was insane. And was staying with the girl, like the stripper, I think. Like, this, oh, that was a bad storyline. He wants to decide what she does. Shirley, I'm coming to save you. Like, that's a promise. The storyline with Chang might be like her baby dad is, oh, I rolled my eyes because that whole storyline was a mess. And Pierce, watch your back, because spilling that tea that they slept with each other out of spite, ooh, he's such a bum. It wasn't even crazy, it's that Shirley has no recollection of her sleeping with Chang. So she's like, huh? Like confused when the secret is out. She don't remember because everybody got food poisoning. Like that was crazy. Everybody was infected. And you want me to sit here and but like, ooh, they did Shirley dirty with that storyline. I also don't see the point of her having kids. Don't shoot me. But she spends a lot of time like at the school with the group. Like when they all went to that convention and stuff, Pierce picked Shirley up and they drove up there. Like that was crazy to me. I would say Jeff and Shirley were a great duo. I think these characters being around the same age helped a lot. I love the foosball episode because it shows how kind Shirley is and apologetic to Jeff. Like, oh my god, that was such a good episode. Or the episode where they were gossiping. Like, they're such a good pair. I do think that sometimes the group treats Shirley awful. When Pierce lifted up her skirt and the others let him back in because he bribed them, or when she decided to bake and the others wouldn't eat her goods because bacon won't be her personality. Oh, Jeff, watch your back. One episode I really liked was the puppet episode, and when Shirley told her secret, like that was crazy, by the way. The others did in solidarity. Like, ugh, these are the moments that really make me, like, that keeps me watching because they could be jerks to each other, but when it comes down to it, they're really family. Also, the songs were catchy. Shirley could sing. Everybody could sing. Well, there's a few sneaks in there. Y'all decide. But anyways, that's all I have to say about Shirley. She was actually the first one I drew because I knew what class she was going to be. And I loved her drawing. I loved it. Chef's kiss. You can't tell me nothing. I did a good job. Abed is the resident film nerd. Due to his being on the spectrum, he cannot connect to people like he wants to, so he uses films and references that sometimes people don't understand. I would say that while Abed is supposed to be comedic relief, he has the most heartwarming and serious episodes. Since Abed is a very smart and practical person, with that in mind, I decided to make him an artificer. I think this class suits him a lot. Come on, you see what I'm seeing? You see my vision, guys. For his outfit, I gave him a blue collared shirt with golden buttons because everybody's wearing a collared shirt, I guess. The sleeves are a muted reddish brown that also has gold buttons. He's wearing baggy khakis with brown boots that have gold buttons. Jesus Christ. I gave him some brown goggles and he has a dark blue bag around his waist. He has solution strapped to the right side of his pants. As I said earlier, the older members of the group infantilize the younger members of the group. Abed has developed some unhealthy coping mechanisms. The Christmas episode where everything was stop motion, clay motion, because Abed couldn't cope with his mother not coming down. Another was when Abed was spending money he didn't have, renting actors he couldn't afford. Troy talked to the group into helping Abed so his legs didn't get broken. When Britta offered to support Abed so that he could pursue a film degree, he was spending Britta's money without caring how much he was spending on frivolous things. Like, oh my god. Also, while I enjoy Troy's and Abed's friendship, it sometimes feels like Troy puts more effort into it than Abed. Like the episode when they went to the convention, like, oh my god, and he was neglecting, like, Troy. This was genuinely, like, and I get it. He cannot pick up social cues and stuff, but I would at least like for him to sometimes acknowledge that. Like, hey, Troy puts more into the relationship than I do. As we continue more into the seasons of the show, I thought it would not necessarily be solved, but at least a plan to help Abed would happen. The only person taking this seriously is Britta, and she can only do so much for real. She goes to Greendale, they ain't teaching much, she's not getting a good degree for real. To me, Abed's character and Jeff have the same problem, and it's that they are reusing the same character arcs over and over again, and these characters aren't learning, growing, and changing really. And I get it, it's a comedy. This is what makes the show entertaining for viewers to watch, but I would like to see some growth, please. Anyways, that's all I really have to say about Abed. Sorry, this is short. Like, I don't really have a lot. Troy Barnes is the jock of the group. He's not the smartest, but he's always there for his friends and is kind. And I love that in characters. Troy attends Greendale because he lost his sports scholarship due to doing a keg stand. From his likes, Troy tends to enjoy athletic activities while also enjoying action movies and video games. So for his class, I decided to make him a fighter. Honestly, I really cooked with that chat. I did such a good job. For his outfit, he's wearing a purple collared shirt that opens around the neck and has a U shape. He has 2 silver shoulder plates, and he's wearing a beige set of pants with a dark brown pouch on his left leg, with a brown sash going from his left hip to his right thigh. He has 2 armbands that are dark brown with matching boots. He's wearing 2 knee plates, and his belt is purple with a silver buckle. He has a long sword that curves. Troy is often paired with Abed. They are both the comedic duo of the show and bounces off each other very well. Sometimes it feels one-sided basically. During the second Pillow Fort episode, Abed was putting his wants and needs before Troy's, and I don't think at the end of the episode they really talked about why the fight happened. That it's just like, oh, I'm sorry that it happened. Oftentimes, Troy will prioritize Abed over anyone else, and it's insane. The group will make digs about them dating or how their relationship is weird, but even if they are dating, I still wouldn't want this. This is like really toxic and bad. No one really talks about how unhealthy this is, except for like one person I think, and it's Britta. Like, I don't know, I could be wrong. When Troy and Britta were dating, Troy couldn't remember things about the relationship, but when it came to Abed, he could. Like, this man completely forgot their 1-year anniversary, and I don't even ship them. But he remembered the one with Abed. Like, while I don't ship Troy and Britta, I wish the show had gone deeper with how Troy needs to prioritize his other relationships outside of Abed, whether it's like platonic or romantic. The only other good relationship I could see he has that's on par with Abed is Annie, and I think that's because Annie moved in. Also, Jeff is constantly throwing digs at Troy and is corny as heck. How are you in your 30s beefing with a 20-year-old? It's giving loser, it's giving bum, it's giving stinky, honestly. That's all I have to say about Troy. Honestly, I'm done with him. I just wish the show prioritized his other relationships, because I would love to see more episodes. Like, I think his relationship with Pierce is genuinely really good, and I wish the show kind of done more about that instead of just like being comedic relief, like Troy tweeting about Pierce. Like, that's crazy. Especially with Anyways, I'll talk about it when we get to Pierce. Anyways, I'm done with Troy. Pierce is the oldest in the group and the most spiteful. He's been attending Greendale for years, taking the same classes multiple times over the years. As a person, oh my god, as a person, he is deeply insecure, and due to this, it has caused him to lash out and do evil things at the expense of others. For his class, he is a barbarian. He is always cutting up like he ain't got no sense. Like, are we surprised for real? Also, I was inspired by that costume he wore. Just like that guy from that old show. I don't even remember it. Anyway, for his outfit, I used a gray and brown palette. He's wearing a silver shoulder plate that has fur on it. It is connected to a strap that crosses over his chest. He has 2 dark gray arm sleeves with fur on the top and the bottom. He's wearing a dark brown belt with fur on it and a silver buckle. He's wearing an even darker gray animal pellet with some dark brown pants and boots. I was inspired by like wolves and stuff, so that's what I was going for. He has a huge cartoonishly big, oh my god, I can't believe I drew that, big hammer. I think the show does a great job of showing Pierce's insecurities and causing him to lash out. Like Jeff and Abed, this doesn't seem to go anywhere. This man faked his death more than once and caused the group to fight with each other whenever he felt cornered. Like, he is crazy. This man is 70-something years old acting like this, terrorizing people who can be his children and grandchildren in age. It's actually insane. He even pretends to be Jeff's dad. Then there's the D&D episode, the one that inspired this video. Pierce doesn't like being excluded. He has stated that more than one time. And they really don't listen. And it's because of his actions towards the group and the people outside of it that makes him isolated. He's mean to that, what's that girl's name? I forgot, but he said he was gonna push her off a building during the debate episode. Like, he is unhinged. We watched a whole 20-minute episode of him berating and fat shaming a depressed kid because he wasn't invited to play D&D. And he thought they were gonna replace him, which that wasn't the case at all. Like, okay. He doesn't even apologize to Neil, the victim. Like, everybody had to sit there and be like, feel sorry for you, Pierce. I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you. For him to, like, feel ashamed or guilt. I don't think he was guilty. I don't even think he was ashamed. To at least feel berated. I was on Jeff's side because the others in the group don't stand on anything. Like, stand 10 toes on something, man, please. They let Jeff make all the decisions. And even then, it seems like they always argue with the Jeff about Pierce. Until like they catch Pierce doing something, like when he purposely paid the biology teacher to make it so Jeff gets kicked out of the class, and they were like, okay, we gotta kick him out the group. Like, that was when, not when he flipped Shirley's skirt, not when he faked his death, no, when he sat there and bullied somebody, or when he joined community college or what, the rival college or whatever, during the paintball episode. Like, this is insane. Like, it's crazy. There are times where the group was awful to him. When they forgot his birthday, Pierce was addicted to pills here, so they lied to him and made it seem like he forgot. And Shirley and Annie's were the ones to be concerned about his addiction at first. Like, they sat there and was like, hey, Jeff, we need to talk about it. And Jeff, being the selfish person he was like his prescription's not gonna last long. He's rich. He could get more. Like, why are come on, dude, for real. There's another episode where Pierce's mom died, and due to the cult Pierce was a part of, he thought his mom was going to be reborn and ascend. And Jeff tried to harshly tell Pierce that his mother wasn't going to be brought back to life or something. Like, most of the people that do wrong to Pierce is Jeff. Like, I'm a stand on that. But Pierce does wrong to the other members of the group. and that's where he messes up. Also, like, him being excluded is because, like, dude, you're going around here faking deaths, causing people to fight, and just being overall butthole to people. Goodness. So I can acknowledge that the group isn't innocent, but Pierce can take it too far to the point where the other party seems innocent because he's crazy. Anyways, any more in this video will drag on and on and on. Like, I'm looking at the voiceover stamp. Goodness. So I am done with Pierce. I don't want to make it seem like I'm dragging the show. I enjoyed it a lot, and seasons 2 to 4 were my favorites. Did I watch season 5 and 6? I did not finish season 5. I'm sorry. Like, the vibe went back to the first season, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it. And I didn't like the guy that was supposed to replace Pierce. It felt weird. But when I do talk about a show, I need to think about it all the time and pick it apart and see how the characters act, what makes them tick, what makes them act this way. Is it like good writing? Is it bad writing? Like, I have to sit there and think about it. If I'm not doing this, then I'm not enjoying the show. Like, it could be the worst written show, but if I'm having fun doing that, then I'm gonna enjoy it. Anyways, let me know what your favorite was. Would you change their classes? If so, what would they be? Also, what are your thoughts on the show? Leave them below. I actually want to know. Please comment, guys. Don't let me speak to the void in this video. Honestly, with that, I hope you guys are thriving, drinking enough water, just taking care of yourselves, because we're already off to a rough start. Like, guys, please start paying attention more. Goodness. If you guys like more content like this from me, subscribe and give a like. That's all I have for this video. Bye!